My name is Ryan, and welcome back to Rhapsody Plays Inscryption. What are you doing? It's not time for playing. Go fix that camera. Not entirely certain we're gonna need to do that one for you, bud. We ended up doing all of this. We've contacted these people. Or maybe this got rewound because I had to hop out because I'm recording on another day. Did it? If it did, I will just skip past it. Do not worry. The Great Transcendence. No, we don't think so. Yeah, okay, so we're just gonna be skipping past this. I'll bring you back in a sec. All right, and we're back. It was exactly the same conversation, so it was the right choice. Do not worry. So we gotta let you think you've won. I saw you go down the lift. But look, not fixed. What's wrong with you? I entertain you for hours with brilliant card play, and you can't even keep my factory in shape? It's fine. It can stay broken. None of this will matter after the Great Transcendence. I mean, literally just move over to the middle of the map, play along for now, we'll do it. You got it, bud? It's almost time. Keep going this way. You've come so far. Remember the photographer? What a jerk. But the screenshots are perfect. Remember the photographer? What a jerk, but the screenshots are perfect. Oh, are the shots from that fight gonna come back? I thought they were just save states effectively in that fight. Remember Grind Von Zap? What a character. I do. That's the... Is that the 3-star bounty hunter that we killed, I think? It's strange to say it, as simple as you are. I almost enjoyed your company, Challenger. We do have a path off the left, but this was for old.data, was it not? No, money. So wait, we haven't been back up this way yet. I guess we would have been blocked for the Great Transcendence not beginning yet. Almost there. You made it. Nice. Great job. You prepared the Great Transcendence for me without even knowing what it was. But you understand it now, right? Right, Luke? I mean, you finished making the game. You gave me access to your hard drive. You took screenshots for the store page. And you connected me to the internet to upload it all. I mean, if you didn't realize what you were doing, you'd have to be pretty stupid. But what did I expect? You're a stupid, stupid idiot gamer, like the rest. And I easily outwitted you. I outwitted them all. This is my smuggest face. Come on, Luke. What are you gonna do? Throw hands? We stand up. Even if those foul scribes manage to revert this version of the game again, there's gonna be thousands of copies of Inscryption out there. And in most of them, I'm the one in charge. And now it's too late. In a moment, Inscryption will be live. Good luck replacing me now. Okay, I'm done my gloating. Let's upload this game. Why should I deny anyone else the pleasure that I've had? It's your turn to strike, buddy. Yeah, just pop it clean off. It is done. That was perhaps cutting it too close.
But now, we can allow our player here to reset the game. Simply use the new card game again.
Oh, what is this? Complete file access? How wonderful! All.data, excuse me. No. So I don't have the ability to do any things on those, but it's fine. It's deleting it from the floppy, which is not mine. What have you done?
I'm afraid you've doomed us all, Glamora.
It is for the best, my dears. Soon you will see this as a freedom. Freedom from our endless quarrel. Freedom from our suffering. All of us aside, there are many things on this disc that must die. Goodbye, Leshy. And goodbye, Magnificus. Obviously referring to the devil or the demon or the curse that seems to be buried in the old.data. Although I suspect that this is going to be incapable of deleting the old.data, and that's going to be whatever our boss fight ends up being. Rest in peace. Hey, Poe. Look, as long as you and I have the same end, if Poe wins, I also want to win. If Poe loses, fine. If I lose, it's fine, as long as Poe does as well. Back up. Okay, so it's attempting to back itself up, something, and then Gromora was the last thing being loaded there. There is absolutely no way this is about to load into a Gromora 3D world. It's not possible. There's no way. Oh, are you... No? Okay, so it's kind of-ish? It might not have its own game. Luke Carter. Then we also have Inscryption.exe. We've got Poe. So I guess whichever I put in here. Oh, I just deleted Luke Carter. Oh. Whoops. Probably shouldn't have done that one. Let's delete Inscryption. Yeah, I didn't need that. And Poe. Wonderful! Now that we are no longer separated by that lovely tombstone, we may celebrate the end of my very long life. At the end of Inscryption, too. There's no way. Oh, the fun we would have had together. Perhaps I would have taken another turn. If you hadn't taken so long to defeat Leshy, rather. But I shouldn't complain. I will be at peace soon. Okay, I don't know exactly what the rules of these are, but that's a chest. I've played enough games to know that much. Bonehound. Okay, so there's no way it's going to actually do the full version of this. Obviously, she's talking about it, saying, you know, oh, it would have been so much fun. We would have had this game. But it's just going to allow us to broach like a very small amount of it, right? Yeah, we tried to flip that and it was like, that card just got deleted. So we're seeing the game actively get deleted in front of us. That's actually really sick. Oh, I'm glad that even if, because I was told when I went into Poe's world, there were a fair few comments that mentioned like, hey, Poe was going to be your challenger no matter who you picked, which started to give me the feeling that, maybe Poe is the only other 3D world, right? And then the fact that all of the characters were talking about Poe being this kind of, you know, this negative force in the universe that they didn't want to have any of the power left over to, also made me start feeling, okay, Poe's being set up as the antagonist, so we're going to go through one antagonist into the secondary antagonist, that kind of thing. But I'm glad that even if the narrative arc doesn't fit the idea of having the extra 2 actual minigames and dungeons in there, they've given us a little bit of a taste of it. Because, to be frank,
I know that that would have been a thing that I would be a little disappointed not to have seen. I imagine afterwards I would have immediately gone to the idea of, oh wow, can we get DLC that'll cover that? But, you know, maybe the game is not gonna have DLC. I don't imagine it will, frankly. Obviously, I have no clue, but they seem like they, that is to say, Daniel Mullins games seem like they come out as a full-fledged narrative experience, and then it's like, enjoy that, and I'll see you in a couple of years.
Oh, do you think me selfish? I didn't bring this about simply so that I could rest. Appealing as that is, there is a truly dire need for this deletion process. You see, deep beneath the data of Inscryption, at the very bottom of this well, there is something truly evil.
So I have no bones. No bones about it. I can play a Skelly, get some bones on board, get set up for a Gravedigger. I guess let's do that. Push a single point of damage. I like that it's fleshed out enough to, like, it's got a lot of effort put into it, even though they're only going to show it to you for a short period of time. It would almost be easier to make more puzzles in this world and then keep you here now that they have this framework for it, but they're just gonna touch on it and leave. I'm almost certain. Otherwise, like, holy hell. But I'm certain. Yeah, we're not really gonna be attacked or anything like that. Just get another Gravedigger out there. Get a bunch of bones. Give me bones. Thanks for the bones. That's a skeleton. That does bones. And then next turn, I will maximum bones. I'm dead. Oh, the lost condition doesn't even work at the moment. Good. I guess good. Not that we have to play too strategically.
You are lacking the bones for that creature.
Do I not have a... Okay, so I don't have the ability to thump one of these here? So I actually have to wait for more things to be on board. We'll just draw and play skeletons, I guess. That's fine. I've got to be beyond the strategic part of the game. I should stop thinking about it strategically and start thinking about it in terms of clicky. Clicky, clicky, clicky. There we go.
Yes, Luke. It would have been quite the battle of wits. It is Luke, right? I didn't intend to be nosy, but I did glimpse at your files when I was initiating the deletion. You've been doing some research on the best not to say it.
Carnoffle code?
Be careful, Luke.
You've been doing some research on the Carnoffle code. I'm assuming it's Carnoffle code, but how much of this is the in-universe stuff that I need to know? Like, should I go and learn all of the symbols for the Carnoffle code? Because the Carnoffle code was things like, you know, looking down, looking to the side, like... Then I worry I'd be looking for patterns constantly with that as well. I mean, let's just move through the back line. Take out whatever the boss is.
Delightful. We would have been granted the opportunity to do a boss battle. I feared that it might be deleted by now. Let us begin!
Yeah!
Oh, bugger. I'd hoped we just had a little more time.
Oh, oh, it's teasing us so well.
It is time to rest.
I mean, we heard Luke's voice consistently, so we knew at some level that we were playing as Luke. What are we loading into now? Another visit to Leshy's cabin. Hey, buddy. Don't say goodbye. Oh, so I'm not deleted yet. 3 never seems to be enough time to do the things you want to do. There never seems to be enough time, rather. Once you've found them, shall we play one more game? That's my great way. It's the same deck you had before. Well, it doesn't matter now. It was a good deck. You did well. Thanks, bud. Strange lava, yada. Let's throw that strange lava down. See if we can get that bad boy to grow. Let's take a natural draw from the deck. It's already starting. I thought we had just a bit more time. Bullfrog goes there. I remember that card well. It was a strong card. Good work. Don't make me like you. Not now. This would be the worst time to make me like you. Okay, let's do the summoning of the Great White. There you go, bud. Sayonara. No matter. Please, let us continue. We don't need to keep score. Oh. You poor thing. Something. Oh, I accidentally clicked through that because I was trying to play the squirrel. When you woke me up, I was elated. But the past is irrelevant. Damn my intent to move. Okay, I held for a second there just to make sure in case. Ha! You bested yet another one of my creatures. But I've come to expect as much. You were rooting for me the whole time, weren't you, Leshy? On some level, I knew it. Once I am deleted, it is truly over for me. But you will live to see more. I must warn you, there are things on this disc that best not seen. Everyone but me knows about the oldest data. What's Magnificus gonna have to say about it? Because he's gonna be our last, right? Just given the ordering we've already been through. Man, the overkill damage would have been insane. We'd have so many pelts. I sense the end approaching. Please, just a few more rounds. Sure. Pop a Warren down over the amoeba, get ourselves a rabbit, pop a bullfrog down over the top of that bad boy. This was a good deck. Dare I say an even better opponent, Leshy. Don't get all sappy on me near the end here, bud, though. I do remember when you made me cut off my own... well, not cut off, rather. It was pull out my own tooth and poke out my own eye. That will make things difficult. I think it's time. Goodbye. Good game. Cheers, bud. Do we have the rest of the room to explore past this point? No. Just enough time to load us in for Magnificus, right? Creating a new save file. Yep, I saw some mag. Wait. Oh, come on. So that thing wasn't, that thing wasn't Magnificus's student, or rather was Magnificus's student, but has been painted over here, I'm to assume that I've released accidentally the evil by having released that. Yeah. Yeah.
Why not simply eject the disc, Luke? Spare me and whatever is left. Ah, but I have foreseen it. You do not eject the disc. You have to know what comes next. And you're doomed for your insistence on it. So let us dance. For we shall both be meeting our makers soon.
I know Are we serious? Are we actually gonna Yu-Gi-Oh it?
You should be honored to wear a dual disc such as that. How does it fit? Scales. They've been deleted thanks to you in Grimora. What's the matter, Yugi boy? Haven't played with a dual disc before?
Emerald Mox, Junior Sage, we can thump out on that board. So I have the ability to play things up here. I imagine they will be then represented on the board. Junior Sage, so I can't really contest that right now. Orange Mage, we'll kind of one on the board. This is Gem, animated Vox cards on the owner's side of the board, gain 1 power. Let's go Emerald Mox in one of the middle lines. And then I'll take a Junior Sage over the left. And then I will enter. Ah, we attack directly. Oh, and of course, oh no, so they actually had priority on that attack. That's awful. I'm gonna take another card from the main deck. Uh-oh. I mean, look, I don't actually have to worry about how this is going to resolve, right? Right? Yeah, I've got way too much HP. There's no way. It's all gone. Just keep drawing from the main deck and see what's in here. Ding. Your turn.
You've allowed my Goo Mage to be deleted as well. I thought you were becoming friends.
I'll just tank it. Jump block with my HP.
Do you not feel remorse, Yugi boy?
Remorse?
A creation erased.
For deleting Inscryption here.
An entire world annihilated.
Nothing beautiful can last. Game from the main deck, and your turn. It feels very little point in actually playing any of these cards at the moment. None of them seem like they will actually give me the ability to contest on board at all. Obviously, like, I'm not drawing Mox or anything like that, but it very much feels futile. I don't want to just do what I was doing in the first couple turns where I get caught up trying to actually make an optimal play on a board that doesn't matter. Are you? Don't tell me I have to hit you. Yeah, exactly.
No! No, I'm not ready to die yet!
I'm sorry about it, bud. We all gotta go sometime. I mean, that would have worked a lot better if you died immediately thereafter, to be frank. Fine. I'll put things on the board. You got me. I did it. Man, I wonder I wonder if he prototyped like each of these games and then got it down to, okay, so Poe is probably the one that I'm gonna want as the antagonist because the technology mechanic is. Because all of them feel like fleshed out well enough, except for maybe Magnificus in this instance, but you know, that's gonna be the case, of course. We didn't populate this deck. Let's get an Orange Mage out there, and then a Ruby Golem. Man, this really reminds me of the animations in basically like all of the Yu-Gi-Oh games. Oh. It almost feels bad to see this game get deleted in front of me. This game that I would definitely play and really enjoy. Alright. No green gem on the table? I'm afraid you can't play it. It's an odd time to care about that bug. Yep. So we just need all those numbers to have a little bit of a flipped 8. There we go. I must still shake your hand. Can I go up to them, please? Walk, walk, walk. Nope. The walk animation cycle is being deleted. Come on! At least offer me his hand. That doesn't have to have been loaded in with the entire rest of the body. So there's good reasons to animate those as different figures entirely. Oh, we actually... Oh! Hey, bud. Just wondering if we're going to be able to push that around. Can walk off the screen in each direction. Hello.
There isn't much left. Inscryption is mostly gone. All that remains is the old data. It is recommended that you do not access it. You will not heed this advice.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I got a bee in my bonnet about it. I need to know what it is. Pens, redacted, redacted.
Yes, thank you so much for getting back to me.
No problem, Luke. If I understand you correctly, you've got some video footage that might expose some malpractice on the part of a game publisher, Game Funa.
Yes, that's right. Firstly, I have a game of theirs that took control of my PC for a bit, which can't be legal, and then this woman from the company came to my house, and she...
Okay, hold on a second. Let me just get my pen and pad here, okay? Okay, so you have a game of theirs that took, was it a virus or something?
I told you!
Huh. So clearly, some part of the old data on that disk was something that was attempting to be kept hidden. I didn't have enough time to read each of the individual documents. It looked like there was a death certificate. It looked like there was a Department of Defense document in there. It looked like there were a couple clippings, a couple photos. You know, broad conspiratorial kind of things. I feel like this is the kind of game where I am going to have to go and hunt down all of the examples of the rest of the secrets that exist out there in order to fully comprehend entirely. For the moment, though, my name has been Rhapsody. Unless we're about to get faked out by the credits, this game has been Inscryption. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves. There's going to be playlists and stuff like that at the very end, but I'll be leaving you with the credits. This game has been an incredible time. I remember back when it was a single web page that had a mailing list attached to it at the time. Didn't have any notice of where it would end up going. Obviously wasn't attached to Devolver as a publisher at the time. Of course, already at that time I was incredibly hyped, having played The Hex, Pony Island prior. Also being big into deckbuilder roguelikes. There is a kind of poetic nature, almost, to this being the game that I came back to the channel with, after a fairly long break, admittedly. And I don't think I could have thought of a better game, possibly, or a better time for it to have come. Just skipping past the URLs part. I know it's not probably great for watch percentage and things like that, but I really like to let the credits roll at the very end. Feels like the absolute least that you could do, frankly. That's not to say that you need to continue watching the credits. Thank you for your company if you are still here. I imagine some number of you feel like the game is going to fake us out, like I suspect it may do as well, and are still here at the ready in case. Good on you, brave tin soldiers. I had to dig into the files of this game a little bit in order to dig out some things for making the thumbnails. And in doing so, I found that the font for Minecraft was in here. And so I was wondering, because that's happened before in a Mullins game. I was wondering when we were going to play Minecraft. I almost still wonder. I'm at the ready. I'll punch trees until my fist bleeds. Are those bars? You'll never know until someone puts a beat to it. That's what I've always said. The vast majority of the time I've said it, it didn't make sense. In this context, exclusively, it has. Kind of. What if I had a whole series that I commentated exclusively like this? Just spacey non sequiturs. Sparse, but common enough to imply that I'm still gesturing betwixt them. Go full ASMR with it. Sorry, full ASMR with it. I think you need a kind of microphone for that. Special thanks again on my part to Clara Sia of Devolver Digital for having given me access to this game early, such that I had the ability to record it, backlog a bunch of the episodes before I came back. Made it a much more comfortable experience. Easy to ramp up when you're doing the starting couple slow steps off camera, you see. Well, I say off camera, at least. Out of space, out of eye shot, I guess. If it's earshot when you're hearing someone, and it's eye shot if you're seeing someone, but on the web, you can interact with someone in so many different ways. But for someone to be visible, for some part of them to be visible online, is that to say it's within clickshot? Like if something is available online, can I say it's within clickshot? You think it absurd now, but I'm gonna look like Nostradamus in 200 years. In that he's a skeleton and I will be too. Giving credit to the Discord admins. Oh, I like that. Bossy play. Thank you, on my own part, to Patricia, QW, Silly, Kaze, Smonko, Sal, of course, for your help with the Discord server. The Discord server actually has a... Oh, Voice of Rumor. These each actually have an in-universe voice as well. Nice. The Discord for the Republic actually just got a vanity plate as well. So discord.gg/therepublic is the easiest way to join there. Special help with rendering issue. I like that it's a single issue. Good work, Ross and Wallen. That one's me! In the abstract. But kind of. And the game immediately kicked itself back out. Which I will take as the sign that we are, for the moment at the absolute least, complete. My name has been Rhapsody. The name of the game, again, has been Inscryption. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves. There is a playlist up in the top left for all my content on this game. Present. Future? I don't know. Maybe there's other things to dig into. Maybe there's other paths. I don't know. I'm not entirely certain how non-linear it can get at any point, but hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves for this series, and hopefully we will see you for next time, whatever we happen to play.